So when I was looking at rubber band car designs for my job, I could not find a design that I felt like was going to work really well at this scale. So I took a shot at coming up with my own design, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think it's one of the best rubber band car project designs out there. So I'll show you how to build it, and some ways that you can customize it to make it go faster, or make it travel even farther. So first you'll need to create 2 of these frame pieces, and the easiest way to think about this is to create a square and an H shape, and then hot glue them together like this with about a 1/2 inch overlapping. Right now the frame is kind of bendy, and that's going to be a problem once we add in the tension from the rubber bands. So we're going to connect the 2 frame pieces together using these craft cubes so it's more rigid. Glue 2 cubes into the corners here and here, then glue 2 more cubes into the middle. The last 2 cubes are not going to get glued at the very ends of the stick, but instead about a 1/2 inch back. This is going to be really helpful when we add on the drive wheels later. Look at the frame straight on and make sure that these last 2 cubes are level with each other. In this example, this one is a little bit lower, and that means that the drive wheels are going to be a little bit crooked. So I'm going to take the time to twist off that cube and glue it back on. Finish the frame by gluing on the other piece. Next, we're going to add on the rubber bands to these big plastic wheels, and this can be a little bit tricky, so here's the technique that I think works best. Use the thumb of one hand to pinch the rubber band against the edge of the wheel, and then with your other hand, carefully work the rubber band around the rim of the wheel. Just like this. Once you get to the point where you've almost come around full circle, just carefully lower the remaining rubber band onto the rim. I've noticed that some parts of the rubber band are more stretched out than the others, so it can be helpful to just redistribute that tension so the rubber band doesn't snap off. And repeat for all 4 wheels. Okay, now we're going to make the drive wheels, and for that we're going to need one of these dowels and a straw. Cut the straw into 2 small pieces that are about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch long. Then fit the dowel into the center of one of your drive wheels. These big plastic wheels have little teeth on the inside of the axle hole. These help grip the dowel and prevent the wheel from turning on the dowel. This is going to be really helpful later once we wind up the rubber band car. If the dowel feels like it's fitting kind of loosely into the axle hole, you can get a small piece of masking tape and just wrap 1 or maybe 2 layers around it and then try again. Next, put the 2 small straw pieces onto the dowel, then fit the other wheel onto the other end. Now we're going to glue the drive wheels into this gap at the back of the frame, just like this, making sure that the hot glue is only coming into contact with those small straw pieces. The reason why the drive wheels are attached to the frame in this way is because when the rubber band is added and it is being wound around the drive axle, it is going to pull on it toward this direction. If the wheels were attached to the top or the bottom of the frame, they can get ripped off pretty easily under the tension. So by attaching them at the back of the frame inside this gap, it is pretty much impossible for them to break off. Okay, set this aside for now. We're going to work on the other wheels. These ones are a bit simpler to make. Just put the dowel into one wheel, and then get a piece of straw that's shorter than the dowel and put it over the dowel, and then just fit on the other wheel. To attach these to the frame, I just prefer to use a couple pieces of tape. If you hot glue it, it becomes much more difficult to adjust, and it might be necessary to change how it's attached ever so slightly so that it rolls in a straight line. Okay, we're ready to attach the rubber band. A long rubber band really works best for this, or you can tie a couple of small ones together. In either case, you'll attach it to the front of the frame using a lanyard hitch knot, which looks like this. Just put the rubber band behind this craft stick only, and then put one end of the rubber band through the other end, and pull it as tight as you can. Do not wrap the rubber band around the entire frame like this, because otherwise when it's pulled tight, it will pinch on this axle of the idle wheels, which is going to generate friction and slow the car down. The last step is to just get a cable tie and tie that as tightly as you can onto the center of the axle of the drive wheels. Just like that, and then cut off the excess. Okay, we're ready to wind it up, and this is pretty easy. Just hook the rubber band onto that bit of cable tie that's on the drive wheel axle, and then set the drive wheels on the ground and push it. If you're winding it up in place like this, just make sure to hold one of the drive wheels as you're resetting so that they don't spin out. Wind it up as much as you want, and then let go. You can make this the front by winding it from the underside of the axle like this. So now I'm winding it by rolling the car in this direction, and when I let go, it goes the other way. So this is the basic design, and it works really well. But there are a couple of ways that you can customize it so that it is specialized at either going faster or farther. So to make it go faster, we need to remove weight from this. One way to do that is to swap out the large idle wheels with some smaller wheels. This will allow it to accelerate, it'll get up to speed much sooner, but maybe it won't go as far. This is because the weight of the car, and in particular the wheels, generates momentum, which continues to carry the car forward even after the energy from the rubber band is expended. However, that weight also comes with a lot of inertia. It takes energy and time to get it moving. So by making the car lighter, you can make it accelerate faster, but it might not go as far. But I'm sure there's other ways that you can think of to make the design even lighter. To make the car go farther, we kind of want the opposite. We want to add weight onto it, and in particular, onto the wheels. So in this example, I've glued on washers onto the drive wheels. This added weight does take more time to get up to speed, but it carries more momentum with it, and so the car does go farther. It acts kind of like a flywheel. When I was experimenting with this, I found that adding weight onto the drive wheels made it go farther than adding weight onto the frame. However, if you do add weight onto the wheels, make sure that it is balanced perfectly. If you add an asymmetric amount of weight, or if you just add weight to like one side of the wheels, that may cause the car to bump up and down slightly, and you're going to lose energy in that motion. Okay, that's all for this video. I hope that you customize your rubber band car so it works the way that you want. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.